Welcome to Matt's Garage. Haven't done a live video in quite a long time. I'm going to give folks time to join if anybody's getting off work on this beautiful Thursday. We got some rain that kicked down the snow a little, or the smoke a little bit down here, up here in the Pacific Northwest. So it's nice to be able to breathe easily finally. So just a quick update. The Scout needs new U-joints. The Jeep still has the shutter, even though I've changed basically everything on it. And this is my new Silverado, which I love. So I'm going to walk you through the Bronco. Not sure if got a few joiners here, which is good. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to walk you through what's going on with the Bronco, flip the camera around, and show you what's up. Many of you know I had started... gotten about half of the body built from the back half, and I realized that I had my rear fenders too low on this, and this was leaning forward and not leaning in enough. So I took apart all those spot welds, blasted everything apart. I bought myself a nice laser level, and I leveled the body and the frame forward and back, side to side. Great. So now when I did that, I noticed that my rocker panel is actually kicked up, so I fabricated basically a breaker bar to go across this and bolted it down, and I leveled this out. So now my rocker panel is level. The problem was when I put my engine in, I was getting mad clearance issues with my firewall, and I ended up hacking my firewall temporarily. Looks like someone blew a hole through it, just to get the head to fit in there so I could figure out exactly what was going on. Because without the motor in there, I really couldn't get a gauge of what my issue was. So I got that in there and I started doing my measurements, and I found a lot of problems with the way I originally built this. First of all, the angle here is too obtuse. It needs to come up. This line here is too low. That needs to come up. Basically, when the brake hanger, there's the brake hanger. When the brake hanger is installed on the firewall, it should drop right on this crease, but instead it drops about there. So this whole firewall is about an inch to an inch and a half too forward. Furthermore, it's not even square. It kicks in towards the motor, and here it kicks in towards the motor. So I don't know what I was thinking when I did this, but I was completely off on my measurements. The problem is, guys, I really burned these panels in really well. I mean, I've got spot welds out the wazoo, and I have to go through and cut a lot of these spot welds out. Now, these I can leave because from here back, this line back, all my dimensions match my tub perfectly. But that line forward, everything's jacked, so I got to bust these out here, same on the other side, all those and these on the other side as well. And what I'll be able to do is basically bend the whole thing up and then remount my firewall exactly where it needs to be. So it's kind of a total S show here in Matt's Garage. It's ridiculous. I had so much work into this, and I wasn't careful. One of my takeaways is you got to get yourself a laser level. They are absolutely critical when you're doing a build like this, because the floor in your garage, your walls, how the car's positioned, all those things play games with your eyes. And the fact is, you can have a square with you, but if your basis isn't square, then it doesn't really matter, if that makes sense. So angle finder, laser level, these are all critical tools for doing a good job on these body builds. Yeah, it's just such a shame because it was going really well, but it wasn't. I thought it was, but it wasn't. So I really am back to square one. I'm gonna start taking the firewall completely apart and re-welding it all, remeasuring, re-welding. But hey, at least I kind of know what I did wrong. I really wish I just followed that advice. Tack it in. Do not burn anything in, anything, until everything's fit, all your doors are fit, and you're ready for finish welding. Just let it be a little floppy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be careful. So I'm going to burn through like 8 spot weld bits going through this. So it's expensive, costs time, use your brain, do it right the first time. So that's just my update for tonight. Hope everyone out there is well. Thanks for checking in with me. Thanks for commenting. And I'll see you guys next time on Matt's Garage. Oh, they look awesome. Well, thank you, Kurt. I mean, I tried to do a good job. I'm just not very good at getting things square, It's a learning process. Even this, like I know this should not, this actually looks pretty level on the camera, but it does angle down slightly. But that doesn't really affect anything, and I've got plenty of clearance to the Ford Explorer transmission. So I'm going to leave, there's just certain flaws I'm going to leave in the truck, but I can't live with the firewall being in the wrong position. Measure once, cut twice. Yeah, seriously. It's more like weld twice, cut out twice, weld a third time. That's how I do it. But yeah, you just can't, with the firewall in the wrong position, what happens is, sorry for the shakiness. Oh, thank you very much, Scout Man. Or hey, what's up, Phil? The brake pedal assembly, okay, right there. It bolts to that firewall, and that bolts to your cowl piece that your windshield sits on, okay? And then your dashboard indexes into the cowl piece and locates your kick panels. So all these systems are completely interlinked. And if that firewall is too far forward, that is also one of the reasons why all my dimensions were screwed up. And the angle, when I had my door here, my windshield angle was so screwed up, and I had that big gap at my windshield frame. So, that's how these things go. I mean, you live and you learn. So appreciate all your guys' support and your patience. The build's obviously going to take way longer than I thought because I'm having to do the whole body basically twice. But whatever, man. That's what you got to do. See you next time on Matt's Garage. How do I turn this off? Okay. Bye, guys.